Yeah, hippies.
Here we go. All right, the room is filling up.
Very cool. We're drawing one of my favorite movies.
Oh, I love this movie.
Oh, it's the best.
You probably quote this as much as I do then.
I do.
We all got it coming.
Yeah, deserves got nothing to do with it.
Deserves got nothing to do with it. I'll say to my brother, I was building a house.
Very badly.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna wait until the audience fills up a bit more, because I'm gonna ask how many of our people drawing with us tonight were born after this movie came out.
Probably most.
Oh.
I know. I as you know, Timmy, my daughter's in the film industry, and I kept telling her, you've got to see this movie. It's amazing. And wow, did it fall flat.
I didn't like it.
I'll be totally honest. I've never seen it either. So.
I haven't.
For a 14-year-old girl, it was not,
Yeah, I don't have. I've got a bad taste in my mouth with Western movies, because what would happen is my father would like monopolize our living room and say, "This is what we're watching," and it was just like that or a History Channel documentary. So
It was always a Western, right?
yeah. Oh man, we went with the Western, but I don't know which was So hey, it was an uphill battle for him. So all right. We started right on the note that time, which was a little jolting.
All right. Well, tonight we're drawing the Unforgiven. What Dale and Cassandra and Timmy and I were talking about. And Timmy had a great question: how many people were born before this movie was made in this drawing event? Or after, I guess is the question. After, I bet.
I was 4. I was 4 when it came out. So
What year was it?
91?
92.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew I was
Early
definitely born. I
90s.
just didn't know what year it was.
It was 92, and Clint Eastwood still looked old.
Yeah.
He looked still pretty wiry though. Like
Yeah, he looked very fit in that movie.
Yeah.
Gina said he's looked old since the 70s, and I totally agree.
Yeah.
She says don't smoke.
He's about to be 91, so he's been around a while. Anyway, welcome. Here we are at Illustration Isolation episode 9,000 and something. I have no idea. We're approaching 80.
80. This is episode 80.
80.
Wow.
We're gonna hit our centennial soon.
That's pretty amazing. Well, thank you all for joining. I'm here with Dale Stefanos and Cassandra Loomis Kim and Timmy Trabon. I know Bill Cobb's coming in, and maybe a few others. As always, we're going to be doing 3 poses tonight. First pose, Morgan Freeman as Ned Logan. Second, Francis Fisher as Strawberry Alice. And then you got 2 options of Clint Eastwood at the end as William Money. And this one I love, that he was a pig farmer, a down and out pig farmer when the movie started. And he kind of he transformed kind of back in time from this back to this and to what he really was, this outlaw gunfighter. Anyway, it's a wonderful story. It's a great movie. It's shot beautifully. It's one of my favorite all-time movies. We're going to be doing these. You have an option on the Clint Eastwood poses to do one or the other, and it's going to be the longer pose, the 40-minute pose, and the first 2 are 20-minute poses. In between, you can post your work to hashtag Illustration Isolation on Instagram, and then we're going to take a look at all the work at the end of the night. So thank you all for being here, and let's get to drawing.
I think I wasn't here when we instituted the 40-minute policy.
Well,
That's awesome.
Timmy wasn't either. No,
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah, we
kidding.
had it.
I think
had a
Timmy's a
night.
big proponent of it to
I
go
was
to 3 posts.
I was like the biggest advocate of it.
I
Dale,
love that.
Dale, I'd do
Yeah.
one polls if we could.
Oh, I know you would. You got stuck with this. It's a good idea, and you just hung on, and here you are.
Yeah.
It was hilarious because Ray was here back last week for the first time in a while. And so he was like, oh, things are different from season 1.
That's funny. Yeah, Ray showed up this, like when I ducked out. So I don't know. Taking it personally.
Just scare him off.
I think so.
He couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
Cassandra,
Hmm.
talk
Yes.
about what you're doing.
I am laying in the silhouette in kind of like a mid-tone with acrylic on cardboard treated with GAC 100, which is just an acrylic primer. But I like to have my silhouette first, and then I work into it from there.
My question would be is, why are you doing that?
Because it's all about shapes, John.
Oh,
That's
wow.
right.
Wow.
Man, that is the answer.
Someone is with program.
I have done the program.
Okay, when we talk like that, it's like a cult or something.
I know.
Be careful. I've done the program.
It sort of is though, I mean, not culty, but
Hey,
it's a belief system, a way of,
It is the way.
it's the way.
well, it's a cult that's produced a lot of professional artists.
Yeah, it works.
It's a community more than a cult.
Boy, I haven't drawn in a few days, and wow, it's like
Is it hard?
yeah.
I haven't drawn in a few hours, and
Yeah.
it's hard. We did Grapes of Wrath this morning, Dale.
Oh, fun.
It was awesome.
That's cool. That's not a bad day, John.
Yeah, anytime you can draw Tom Joad and Mom and Ma Joad, you're okay. It's a good day.
I'm loving all of these themes, like picking a movie a week. I just think it's so fun.
I have the absolute best reference that Chris Payne sent me from Great Expectations,
Ooh, which one?
the David Lean, the 1946.
Mm-hmm.
And
Sandra, you knew the answer. The oldest one. Whatever.
I was
oldest one,
assuming
yeah.
that, but I thought for everybody,
Yeah, it's Chris.
Yeah.
because he would be
The
like
old
Ethan
one.
Hawke who?
that's a good answer.
Yeah. It's not going to be like the 2017.
No, I mean, there's the one from the night. Is it 90s?
Yeah, the one that Robert De Niro was in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like Baz Luhrmann.
I know. Yeah. Chris loves that one.
But the reference that Chris sent me, and I found a few more, is amazing. And I'm waiting every week. Chris has people in town this week. I'm waiting till he can be here to do it. So I'm
Oh,
hoping
good.
I'm hoping it's next week. I want him here when we do it.
Yeah, he kind of has to be. I mean, I saw he did one of his like colored pencil pieces of one of the from Great Expectations. I saw it on his Etsy shop one time. I don't know if it's still there. It looked awesome.
From that movie?
Yeah.
Which one? Which character was it?
I don't remember. I just remember seeing it.
I think it might have been the first movie that Alec Guinness was ever in.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Oh my God.
So Obi-Wan was part of it.
I love Alec Guinness.
I've never seen Great Expectations.
Oh my
I
gosh.
haven't seen that one.
It is a good movie. It is fantastic.
Good book.
Great book.
Haven't read the book. That's one of my cultural foundation holds. I have several.
we've got to go back to pets again soon. We haven't done a pets night for a while.
Mm.
Cassandra and Dale, you guys haven't gotten drawings of your pets yet. It's like the biggest perk of illustration.
I know.
Hosting illustration.
My cat's fun to draw.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have a corgi. They're amazing.
So during Studio Bridge, one of Audrey's demos that she did for Studio Bridge,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted real badly, so I negotiated with her and got her demo, and she sent me as a bonus a painting, a watercolor of Finn that she did during that night. That's fantastic.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Audrey's awesome.
Oh, she's delightful.
Yeah, she wasn't such a nice person, and it's like
I
kinda
know
wanna-
she's so
you
talented.
kind of
You
want
want to
to
be like, oh, I don't wanna
dislike her
like you.
because she's so good.
Oh, I know.
She's so talented. But she's genuinely one of the nicest people I've ever met.
That's maddening.
You're this good at something, you don't have to be that nice. There's an equation there somewhere, a formula. When you're this good, you don't have to be as nice as you are. And I think it's great that people are when they're that good.
She
Oh,
might also be the most organized mentor with visual arts passage.
Yeah.
Oh, so do you mean she knows how to get into her class?
Oh no, I wasn't even talking about that. That falls into the technological category, Dale.
I
you
finally
want-
have
That was kind of a stab at us, I think, Dale.
No,
Not at all. That was a stab at me. I was so embarrassed the first
Oh,
couple of months I was teaching. It's like, I can't get into this thing. Where is it?
we didn't hire you for your ability to open up a Zoom meeting, Dale. That's not why you're on the team.
you draw real good.
Yeah, instead of you talk pretty, you draw pretty.
That's funny.
It's okay. No, I just was. It was her Studio Bridge like tour of her studio. It was like everything.
Oh, that
Everything
blew my
had a
mind.
place. Yeah, organized.
Edward's that way too. I mean, he's just insanely organized.
Edward Kinsella.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He also very much curates his space, very like with a lot of thought. Because I think everything in his studio is like older than 100 years.
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool. Of course he's that cool.
Yeah, he like collects old drafting tables and doesn't collect. He just like he curates things, I think, and like looks for them everywhere. Yeah,
really interesting. He and I had this great conversation. It's been, I guess it's last week sometime. I noticed on his in his Slack channel, he had a post about him building the drawing board that I use, this thing that I draw on, and he was showing like I have the wrong video on. Well, I'll finish the story first. Anyway, he was showing the process of him building this thing, and I called him and he said, yeah, there's a downside to collecting all this old drafting stuff. He goes, didn't work all that great.
Yeah, that's funny. That's true.
He said, I saw your drawing board. I wanted your drawing board. So he got plans from me and he built it and showed his class.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So there's something not from the 1940s in
Yeah.
his studio now.
Did he like finish it and age it so it looks like it is though?
No.
Wow.
Well, no, I take it back. He did it. He went out and bought like oak to make, it's all covered in sheetrock, and he did his in oak. I'm like, why did you do that? He goes,
Oh my
well,
God.
he said, I was worried it wasn't going to be strong enough. And then I was like, well, no, once you put that wall, put a wall board down and all of that, it's like super.
Yeah. It's as strong as your walls.
That's right.
gosh, I can't even, especially with where like lumber prices are right now.
I know.
Yeah.
He said the oak cost like $150. It would have been 4 2x4s at $10 a piece. Well, $8 a piece now.
Yeah. My backyard is full of my neighbor. I have beef with my neighbor. Don't tell him, but he cut down all the trees in his yard.
I hate that.
And they were like 100-year-old oak trees.
Oh,
Like
that.
massive trees. It was horrible.
Mr. T living next to you?
Um,
Dale knows the story, I think.
oh, no, I don't know that, but
He moved into Winnetka, this beautiful Chicago neighborhood, and cut down all of his trees. And the neighbors just went insane.
this was awful. I feel like there should be a law in our city to cut down a tree that's like older than 100 years.
mhm.
He cut them all down, and then the crew of guys that were there to like basically the crew that was like taking them off. I went over there and was like, if you guys give me like $100, I'll let you put them in my driveway. And because they weren't going to have to recycle it. And so they tried to get this lumber because it was so big they couldn't even bring like a backhoe up on my driveway because it was going to sink into the concrete. That's how heavy they were.
Wow.
But they got onto our yard and my buddy milled it. And
Wow.
yeah, and so now I have like a little lumber yard in the back corner of my yard.
Oh, that's cool too.
I don't know what to do with it, but
It's funny. My neighbor, it's a really weird thing he does. We noticed every time well, it's probably because his son's there, but every time his grandkids are there, they're going old school and using a chainsaw to cut down trees. They've cut down like almost every tree in the yard, and they just leave they leave the trees cut up in the yard.
Oh
So
my
it's
God.
so it's like a tree junkyard over there now. And it's like, I'm no busybody, but it's not really cool at all.
it's not cool.
No, not cool at all. It's literally like a tree junkyard, you know?
It's expensive to recycle them. It costs a lot of money.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't figure out what the tactic there is, but hey, neighbors, gotta love them.
Yeah. I'm not a neighborly person, I don't think. If you saw my house, Dale, you'd be like, yeah, you're not.
Yeah.
I have a beware of dog sign, which that kind of says it enough, right?
Yeah.
And then I've got a wall of trees I've planted. So
Well, I get the wall of trees for sure. It's nice. Nothing wrong with that.
some people, John could probably comment on this, would drive by and say that I went through a phase of planting trees that some might qualify as compulsive.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh yeah. I've planted so many trees like in the past 4 years.
Just because?
Because we had a development go up across the street and because I like trees. And so, but I've planted 40 trees in 4 years.
Wow. Like what kind of trees?
Almost all hedge trees. So arborvitae.
Arborvitae. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Arborvitae are awesome for just,
love them.
they look nice. They're hardy and they're a good fence.
Well, I was reading this article in the New York Times last week that was about if your yard is full of trees that you're supposed to be a happier person generally, this study is concluding. And so I was like, why aren't these trees working?
These trees are broken.
Yeah.
Got to plant more. Not working.
Unless you've planted arborvitae trees, they're really positive.
A very
Planted the wrong
odd part of
tree.
this. Yeah, a very odd part of the study concluded that it did not work with arborvitae. Yeah, we've got Bill in here.
Plant the trees in anger.
Who's here?
They're spike
Bill.
trees. Hey,
Bill.
Bill.
Yeah, they're spite trees for sure.
We have,
Go ahead.
how's it going,
Dan.
Bill?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Hey, Bill.
Hey.
We have in Boston, it was just up for sale. It's a spite building.
Oh, yeah.
What, you heard about that,
Yeah, I
Cassandra?
did. I did.
Oh, no kidding.
It sold for a lot of money.
For like 1.5 million.
Yeah, I was
And
gonna say, I thought it was like 1.2 million.
yeah, and it's only like 9 feet wide.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, why is it a spite building?
Well, the
it's
brother.
called, oh yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Oh, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I just knew it was built because this guy didn't like the carriages going in between the two buildings. So he like just built a building in between it so people couldn't take their carriages through.
Well, it was actually they were brothers, and there was a dispute between the brothers, and they didn't have one of them got screwed, and built that one to screw his brother, so he couldn't. So the alley was basically useless.
I didn't even realize it was his brother. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. Nobody will take you off like your brother.
Something I don't have.
I have two of them. I always wanted a sister.
That's a great. Two brothers wish I had a sister.
My brothers
Right.
are great, but I always wanted a sister.
Yeah, I did too. I've got 3 brothers.
3 brothers. Wow.
Yeah.
Where are you on the lineup?
As my father used to love saying, Dale, you're number 2.
I was gonna guess the runt.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I
Wow.
was assuming you were the youngest. You've got a number 4 energy, Dale.
No.
Yeah. I think the youngest are always like, I feel like that's a good thing. I feel like the youngest are always the ones that end up becoming like famous for something. So
I was going to
well, I
say,
guess that explains why you're not famous, Dale.
Yeah. The hits keep coming.
Sorry, I can't stop.
Pew.
Yeah,
Now, I really want Dale to keep teaching with us, Timmy.
I know. I'm sorry.
I can more than, I have 3 brothers. I can more than take a little
That's
ribbing.
what I assumed.
No, I mean,
little
I can tell
Midwest
you have a lot of
ribbing.
siblings just for the smack talking that you're capable of.
Yeah.
We're just trying to make you comfortable.
How about you, Bill?
Bill's definitely an only
Oh,
child.
Bill's catching up. You guys, draw faster.
I'm capable of drawing fast. I just can't do it.
I used to be really good at it, and I cannot do it anymore.
I think it would help a lot if I start drawing smaller.
Yeah, you're drawing big, dude. Tell everyone how big that piece of paper is on that board.
It's 28 inches tall. So the head's going to be 18 inches, something like that.
Yeah. That would do it.
So I always wondered this, John. You didn't have an older brother, so I think for guys, I didn't have any sisters, so I don't know what it's like to grow up in a female-dominated household. But you know, the older brother's role is to like get the younger brothers up to speed on what the hell is cool and you know, all that kind of thing. So how did you fill that gap there, John?
Friends.
Friends, older brothers.
Friends with older brothers.
Yeah.
Seriously, yeah. That were cool. That you know, it's really kind of interesting. What I really liked about the older brother thing when I got into, we had a 4-year high school, so you were in 9th grade when you went into high school.
Yeah.
Which is, and I always thought, okay, that's perfect. You know, go into high school when you're 14 and you're around 18-year-old guys that sole purpose is to, you know,
Torture you.
torture you.
Yeah.
You have no chance, right?
Yep.
But older brothers, that even my best buddy that lived down the street from me, it was his older brother's job to take care of us.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, and he did a great job with it. He really did. He really looked out for us.
Yeah, my brothers were really cool. Like everybody knew them. And when they knew that they were my brothers, they're just like, oh, your brothers are so cool. I was not cool. I was like, yeah, I was, more geeky and awkward, and people be nice to me because of who my brothers were.
Well, Cassandra, I had two older sisters. My oldest is 3 years older than, or the youngest is 3 years older, Stephanie. And, she was very attractive and very popular. And so it did make my life a little bit easier with the older guys. They, out of respect for her, they didn't torture me as bad as I should have been tortured, because I was a total pain in the ass.
Yeah. I probably was too. So it's the gift of being the youngest.
So were you smart and you looked up the road and you saw how your older siblings were messing up, and you say, okay, I'm not going to get caught doing that?
Well, like, you remember how you guys were talking about like mug shots, and how I was saying my sense of rebellion was like following all the rules? It was because I had the most rebellious brothers. Like my oldest brother, like, made the record for skipped most school and still managed to graduate. So I was just like the major rule follower, where I had the cool brother who would skip school. Like later he buckled down and got really into school when he went to school for music, and like was so happy and did great then. But yeah, I just was on the other end of the spectrum. So I literally was the geeky little sister.
I got all kinds of help. My sisters were much more, because they were older, they were just catching the end of the hippie world, the hippie generation. And I was a total jock, and they just tortured me for it.
That's hilarious.
But my parents had like thrown in the towel by the time, two kind of rebellious daughters in that time period. When I came along, it was just like, just do whatever you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's awesome about being younger, right?
Yeah. Now they never knew where I was. It's like check in every once in a while.
Expectations are low by the time it makes it down to the youngest.
Yeah. My youngest brother, we used to, my older brother and I used to say to each other, he's doing that thing we like got the belt for, and no one's even noticing now.
That's right.
Did that make you want to beat him?
Well, it was just another excuse. That's all.
And believe me, it doesn't go unnoticed. My sisters definitely, Dale, they would bring it up. Like, why aren't you talking to him about that? And it always started, well, he's a boy, my sisters would just go nuts. It's like, yeah, you should watch him even closer. And again, I think for that generation, I think that parents did think that way. I certainly didn't. My sons were a lot more trouble than my daughter.
I was so lucky that my kids were absolutely no trouble at all.
Yeah.
Wow, how did you slip karma on that there, Dale?
I have no idea, because man, I was relentless. I've apologized so many times to my parents.
Well, I can say that about two of my children. And they were, my daughter fell asleep in her books every night studying,
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I saw a sonogram today.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
God, I got to show you guys this. Hold on.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Hold on. This is so cool. Like the contemporary version of a sonogram. Have you seen a sonogram recently?
No.
It's just like an Instagram post.
It is insane.
It's a selfie.
The technology is so different.
It's wild. It's wild.
Okay, I'm getting just.
Sandra, that looks great. Fantastic. Oh, Bill, that is awesome.
Oh, thanks.
Oh,
Yeah, everybody's
thank you.
doing good.
Doesn't look like him though, so I'm trying to,
Doesn't matter. It's a good drawing.
thank you.
But when you think of Morgan Freeman, do you automatically hear his voice in your head? Because I do.
Oh,
Oh, my
yeah.
God, yes.
Every time I think of Morgan Freeman,
You
I
guys
also
see
think of
that?
the company.
Oh, look at that.
That's my granddaughter.
Oh, my God.
Oh, beautiful. Look at those lips. Precious.
Really
That's
different. The
incredible.
sonograms that I remember, it's like, is that a person? What is that? Is that a head?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know. I said the first one I saw, I was like, whoa.
Are we going to be okay here?
Yeah, it's invading.
I do remember noticing that there was a penis or not, like really, because and it was like the doctor points it out and like, see that? I'm like, yeah, that's a penis. I'm like, okay, I'll take your word for it. Like, there's no,
Yeah, John, that looks like a 3D design from like Blender. Like
It really
really,
does.
yeah.
it looks like John Foster's working on a new like creature design.
That would be a great. Hey, what did you do this in Blender?
I actually saw my kids have a fight while they were in my belly.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so Maven was always on top, and I watched her literally set her butt down on Verity's head, and I watched Verity reach up and hit her in the back. And so I was getting the sonogram, and I turned to the technician. I said, "Is that normal?" She goes, "No, you're gonna have really interesting kids."
Maven and Verity. That is cool.
Thanks.
I just love Cassandra that you're like, do you normally see babies hit each other on the sonogram?
I know.
I wanted to know how I should rate this, and they're like, they're not normally that active, so you're gonna be busy.
Yeah.
Should they have weapons?
That's
right.
One of them broke a beer bottle.
Yeah,
Right?
it's like a rib or something. I don't know.
How'd they get that in there?
So have they lived up to it?
Actually, they're pretty good. They've had a couple fights where it's gotten a little rough, but in general, we worked really hard at trying to talk it out.
Do you feel like they've ever, do you know, like the whole like twins thing? Have they ever have you ever watched them together and been like, noticed some sort of telekinetic?
I don't know
just on the same page.
I don't know about that. But they did have their own language for a while.
Really?
Yeah, so they would talk to each other and it'd be total gibberish, and they'd be laughing at each other's jokes, and they would say something in gibberish and then turn and look at me and then go back to laughing, and just stuff like that. I'd be like, oh my gosh, they're already mocking me and they can't even speak English yet.
Oh,
That's really funny.
I read a thing years ago that babies, that was a theory that babies were better at reading the temperature, reading the room, the mood or emotion in a room than most adults.
Oh yeah, they definitely are. If you're anxious, they pick up on it, and you will have a kid that's upset. But if you're pretty calm and chill, every kid will have their own day, but they'll be more calm and chill.
I always feel like animals are better at reading rooms than people are.
Oh yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
disagree with that either.
My friend was in town last weekend, and he's got a 3-month-old baby, and they stayed with us.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that the baby had been crying a lot. And I was like, Cam, so is the baby colicky? And he's like, no, colicky is like 3 hours of straight crying.
Yeah.
And Cade's only crying for like 2.5,
Oh my God.
2:45.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
I have been with my nephew quite a bit. And my nephew, like when he cries, I pretty much leave the situation. Um, but I was kind of a captive audience for this baby crying, and it scared me. It was intense. It was really intense. It was like blood curdling scream for like 2.5 hours. Oof.
yeah, it can get ugly.
And he's
Yes.
the most relaxed guy in the world, so he handled it really well. But it was kind of, he's never in town, so it was like this catch-up moment where we're sitting there, and I just finally was like, Cam, I feel like we've officially caught up, and I'm gonna leave the room.
That's funny. And I am out.
I feel like I've done my duty as a friend, and we've connected, and this is good.
You're like, sorry, dude, not a baby guy.
Well, also like when it's your own kid and you kind
Yeah.
of understand what the cryings are about, then it's not as bad too.
You know what, Cassandra, I really have to applaud him, because what he was handling with such an upbeat attitude for so long. I've met many parents who are like, you can read it on their face that they're stressed.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And he was
Well, I'm
like,
just tired.
want to watch a movie? Like, yeah, it's so great to see you. Oh man, I love this. This is great.
He's a gem then, a gem of a man for sure.
He's very sweet. Yeah. I asked him, I said, so what's your routine? He's like, so I play music really loud until the baby goes to sleep. And, around 11 o'clock, I put the baby down. And if the baby wakes up, Megan gets mad at me, and then the baby's mad and Megan's mad. I was like, oh my God, sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah.
The secret I had as a new father for the first time is I had a car that was a diesel, and this is before like really quiet turbo diesels and everything. And I'd put the baby in the car and drive around. It would fall asleep immediately. It wouldn't fall asleep in the other cars, but the diesel made so much noise, it just loved the noise.
Yeah.
And it worked really well.
Yeah. I had a lot of friends who would do the car trick.
Yeah, I can
I mean,
drive around slowly.
Well, I don't mean with the baby. Like they would just go drive away.
No, I know. That's what I'm talking about.
yeah.
See, I had one kid that the car trick worked on, and I had another kid that got really, really car sick super easy. So like,
Wait, and then it was the twin baby situation?
yeah.
Oh, no, that doesn't work.
No.
Yeah. Oh man, that's funny. No, I was like, I almost went and woke up Gian and was like, you have to go experience this.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So it was good birth control, is what you're saying.
It was a very effective birth control for sure, Dale. I mean, I sat there for like 2 hours with him, and it was like the only thing that would calm his baby down is if he did this like bird call back at it, which I can only fathom like the desperation that led to him doing that. It worked, to then finding out it worked.
I'm imagining Timmy trying to keep this baby crying.
I know.
He asked me he was like, can you just hold him for 1 second? I got to go get something. And I was like, I held this baby for 3 minutes and was like, it's the most adorable baby, really sweet, had a great day with it. But
well, that's kind of a terrifying way to, like, when you don't know the baby, you haven't been a parent, like that's hard.
It is really interesting. Like, yeah, I heard a theory that babies often look more like the dad when they're born, and it's so
Oh,
that the
yeah.
father immediately feels like bonded with the child, and
Mhm.
the bonding with the mother is already there.
Established.
It's already established, and so that's why babies so frequently look like the father. Somebody said, so the father doesn't
Yeah.
eat the baby.
Yeah, no, that's
So the
straight up
father-
true. Like, so
Eat
my
the-
husband is Korean, and my kids came out looking like full Koreans, and I carried those babies for 9 months. I went full term with twins, and all I heard was how much they looked like my husband, E-Man. And I was like, I'm really glad he looks like him, but I need you to lie to me because I'm really tired and I was really sick during that pregnancy, and I want to hear they look like me.
Yeah, I just did a lot of work here.
Yeah.
Cassandra, it
Yeah.
wasn't until this year I learned to just, I always say, oh, the baby looks so much like, whoever, like, I don't go for the dad anymore.
Well, the thing is they weren't lying. They straight up looked like him. Now they look like it's a more even mix, and I
Uh-huh.
can see myself in them. But like I was just so hormonal, and I was just like, just lie to me, just tell me they look like me. Okay, I just need to hear
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we ought to switch poses.
Yep,
Yeah.
Time for sure. All right, so we're moving on to the second pose, which means post your first pose to Instagram using hashtag illustration isolation and @visualartspassage. We're gonna check everybody's workout at the end of the night. If this is your first time drawing with us, definitely post your stuff. Also, if you have
Great
any,
photo of Francis Fisher.
I was just gonna say, also, if you have any questions, if this is your first time joining, like, use the chat. You'll see the button that says chat. Ask questions about the art and stuff. If we generally just kind of ramble and talk, and it's fun. But if you do have questions about technique, industry,
Mhm.
work, feel free to ask.
We won't just
Mentorship
talk about
classes.
Oh yeah, that's that. More importantly, our mentorship classes enrollment closes October 2nd. So 2 days, right? So, or Sunday. So be sure don't miss out on that. Enrollment closes Saturday. So I'm gonna drop a link there. But yeah, if you're enjoying this, I think you'll be blown away by our online courses.
They're really fabulous. The whole program is so well designed.
Well, it's exciting
Yeah, I really
because
like
it's
your post.
focused on having a career.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Cassandra? Sorry.
I think what's exciting about Visual Passage is the focus is on like making a career with this.
Yeah, it's a huge part of it. Like that's what John and I, when we, John obviously built the curriculum and the structure, but that was the goal when we originally kind of formulated what it should look like. We tried to distill everything we had, that John and his dad had developed with the academy. But then it was like, people need to leave this with a portfolio that they can go get work with.
Well, I'll take a little bit of credit for that, but it was being around all those great artists at the Academy for so long. That's where this information comes from. It comes from Gary Kelly and Chris and Bart Forbes and Jack Unruh and my father. I'd say more of it comes from my father than anybody. But Gary was a huge influence on the way we thought about, process and picture making, how he worked and how all those people worked was how we organized the information. And so it was really, from the beginning, it was there to help somebody develop a career. And we just got better and better at it over time. And, George Pratt, John Foster, Sterling, all the people that had a say in what we were doing, when as we were delivering that information. And it's certainly not just me. So many others that assisted with it. I can't stop drawing Morgan here.
I know, that's a good face.
I should stop drawing Morgan.
I just want to quote Shawshank whenever I look at Morgan Freeman.
I loved him in this movie. I really loved him in Shawshank, though.
So good.
Well, he's good in everything.
Really
Seems
Yes.
gifted guy.
Yeah, he's really good in Angel Has Fallen. I just that whole franchise, the Fallen franchise. I agree.
I don't even know what that is.
Well done.
so-
Well done.
I don't either.
It's a
job,
Gerard.
Timmy.
It's a Gerard Butler. Like
Like Secret
shoot 'em up.
Service.
Angel has fallen.
shoot 'em up franchise.
Yeah.
It's quite an anomaly. I think that Morgan Freeman is in all three of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It seems, I mean, they're fun. I love them, but it seems off brand for him. So
Well,
He was getting paid.
he was playing presidents for a while, like
Yeah, yeah.
in any movie with a meteor hitting the earth, he was president. Or,
Yep. Yep.
I think
Right,
the best like president disaster movie president, in my opinion, is what's his name? Bill from
Bill
Independence.
Pullman.
Bill Pullman, Independence Day.
I mean, he gave the St. Crispin Day style
Yeah.
speech. It was amazing.
Yeah. I watched like late night, could not sleep last week. I watched Mars Attacks.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that movie?
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
So weird.
So weird. The character
love that
design is
movie.
amazing, though.
Jack Nicholson. I mean, that cast is like stacked. I mean, it's just
Yes.
ridiculous. But yeah, Jack Nicholson as the president.
Annette Bening, Jack Nicholson,
Sarah Jessica Parker was in that.
Pierce
Martin
Brosnan.
Short. Martin Short is in it.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Love Martin Short. Are you guys watching Murder in the Building at all?
Yeah,
Who
love it.
started it? Is it good?
Yeah, I thought it was like a slow start, but I really enjoy it. I think it's a fun cast.
Oh, 'cause we went from Ted Lasso to that, and we're like, I don't know.
Oh, that's a hard transition.
Yeah,
That's a hard, Ted Lasso. It's like my favorite show.
it's so good.
So good.
Does it deserve 25 Emmys? Really?
It was so refreshing. Yeah.
That didn't make me enjoy it less.
No, I know.
No.
But I still don't. I still have a problem with Jason Sudeikis's impersonation of a Kansas City man.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. It's funny. I was thinking about that. You guys don't seem like that, but whatever.
Yeah. No, it's clearly loved by many. Here's a question that's good from Grace. I've been working on developing my style and trying to keep my characters consistent across drawings. What would you recommend? So maybe in like in context of tonight's drawing, I guess.
I got two exercises that will help. Do a drawing from reference. Get rid of your reference and do the drawing again. There's some natural tendencies that will start to show up that relate to what, and you have to do it repetitive. I mean, do it not just once, do it multiple times. And you'll start to see tendencies. You'll start to see things that you gravitate to in your work. Strengths and weaknesses show up pretty quickly. And then the other thing that I think that's best for developing identity and voice or consistency in your work is in your process, in your thumbnailing. Make sure you do all your original design work in your from memory. Don't be influenced by anything. Learn to use your information, the things that are unique to you, your life experiences, what you know. Learn to use that as your library. And if you keep going back to that library, keep accessing that library, you'll start to create some real consistencies with your work. And I truly believe that's where voice comes from as an artist.
That's really good advice. I agree.
Mhm.
And I have to pay homage to my father, because that's what he believed was the biggest difference maker with people developing voice. He said the people all the people that he saw that had the most consistency, and the Gary Kellys of the world, or the Sterlings or Edward Kinsella, that you could identify their work, Victo Nye, it's their work when you see it without a credit. He would always explain it's because they have learned to access what makes them unique, and they use themselves as a library.
Mm.
And I think that's what happens.
Right. And to do that, you need to build that library.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
right.
ridiculous amount of work.
Yeah. So like, don't think you can just do that, say, okay, well, I'm going to draw from my imagination or design from my imagination. And then you look at what you've done and you think, geez, why didn't that work? It's definitely a matter of really practicing. And I don't even think of it as practice, really. I think if people who love to draw and people who are curious and love to draw, that's really the magic combination.
I say this all the time, Dale, that in this industry, want outruns talent.
Oh my
all the
God,
time.
completely.
And there's people that just want to do it, and they'll put the effort in to do it, and they'll figure it out. That's why you always choose the thing you want to do the most, because you'll be competing with other people that want to do it really badly, and they'll, as I say, is they'll walk through fire to get good at it.
Right. The worst thing you can do, I think, everyone's different, but I think the worst thing you can do as an artist is try to game the market. Geez, this is hot, so I'll do this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Doesn't
That does not last very
That's
long at all.
really, really bad business strategy.
Well,
Right?
it might be, from the outside, somebody who's not an artist would look at that and say, well, if this is the type of work that everybody's buying, you should probably do that. Well, if you
I
don't
get
want to
that.
do it, you can't compete with the people who want to do it, because
Exactly.
they'll work at it so hard. You got to do what you love to do.
Yeah.
Somebody asked, do people who don't intend to be professionals enter the program? I would say yes. We do have a lot of hobbyist artists, or some people who are retired that are really interested in still making art. Like, at the core of it, it is about visual storytelling. And at the beginning of the program, it's really about identifying your goals, like what you want to get out of it. And if your goal to get out of it is just visual storytelling or to become a better illustrator, that's where you will start.
I think a lot of people have taken the program just to be better.
Yeah.
And applying process and learning process, whether it's the industry, working in the industry, which is a necessity, or a process will just make you a better artist almost immediately, because you learn to get everything right along the way. You get every step of the picture making process right. So I think it's a lot of people come into the program just wanting to be better.
On that note, guess who just joined? Raymond Bonilla. He's in the room.
Who's that?
Hey, Ray,
I'm Dale
Ray signed
Stefanos,
up for our class.
Southeast.
Raymond Vanilla? What? Who?
Raymond Vanilla?
I'm Dale Stefanos, Midwest, essentially, is what I am at this point.
How you doing, man? It's really good to hear
man.
you.
Yeah, likewise.
How's your
likewise.
mic?
How's my night?
That is
Mike.
a sweet mic.
Does it sound okay?
No, it sounds awesome.
Oh, okay. It was we were having some problems last time, and I had
No, Dale,
to turn it off. Dale, it broke my heart.
It's still there.
Ray, I'm gonna cut off Dale because he doesn't know what he's talking about.
It's still making the noise.
Yeah, it's still pretty bad.
Oh, really? Oh no.
Oh, it does sound awful, actually. All right,
was
see you,
like-
Ray.
No, Ray, you might want to do the same workaround that we did last week.
All right. So this doesn't work, right?
No, it's pretty bad audio.
Okay.
Sorry, bud.
That's
I was
okay.
talking about the actual sound of his voice, not the sound quality of the
Oh,
microphone.
the smooth radio voice.
Yeah, he's got, Ray could be a DJ if you wanted.
Oh, so when I cut you off, Dale, you were just like, wow, Timmy's getting kind of mean to Ray.
Well, I've already experienced that. I was glad you were offloading some of your venom to him instead of.
Yeah. I'm telling you what, Dale, these trees are not working here. Yeah.
Maybe try some flowers.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I planted a bunch of I bought a bunch of yucca on Facebook Marketplace. So that's as close to flowers as I've gotten.
What's the critter situation out there? What do you have to deal with as far as things eating your stuff?
Rabbit here.
Oh, okay, so same here.
Rabbits are the biggest issue. Don't have to deal with deer in my backyard.
Well, that's because of your dogs, right?
My dogs are pretty vicious with deer. So
No kidding. What kind of dogs do you have?
I've got a pit bull and a Aussie, a little Aussie. So yeah.
So
But the pit bull is one of the sweetest dogs I've ever met.
Pit bull is the sweetest dog. The Aussie's out for blood.
It's out for me.
Really?
Yeah, when it was a puppy, I trained it to attack John whenever he.
You've trained it well.
Oh my God, my dog Echo the Aussie does not like John.
No kidding.
Yeah, and she loves mostly everybody. Like gets along with people really well. But just if she ever sees John, she goes berserk. Yeah, it is hilarious. I mean, not really.
I find it
frustrating.
just hysterical, Timmy.
It's hilarious.
I the last time John came over and the dog was out, my sister-in-law was holding her and I was like, let her go, it's fine. And this dog, I was like, she'll just go up and it'll be fine. And she charged John.
Really?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
Like really,
Like roundup, like a roundup dog. Like go get
wow.
She gets
Grab my hand.
Yeah. She just held John's hand.
Yeah, with her teeth.
Jeez.
Yeah. She's my favorite dog I've ever had around now.
Because
She's
how
really
she treats
smart.
John.
She's so smart.
You love her because she's so well trained.
Yeah. She's an extremely well-trained dog. Other than that little thing.
Well, that sounds like training to me, John.
Other than biting people,
Yeah.
that's fine.
John, I think that you're misspeaking. It's not people, it's you.
So I think, Timmy, there's some reason why you trained your dog to attack John.
No, I didn't train it. She's just a high energy dog, and there's some John, I guess, just brings, inspires her to be more energetic than ever.
It's interesting because I'm very much a dog person and am always open to put my hands out, greet the dog properly, all of that. And it's like a 50-50 chance with Echo. It's like,
Yeah,
this might work this time. And I've taken a couple of risks. And
you know what I think it is I think it all stems from the figure drawing night at my house.
oh yeah.
She had a bad experience with John that night because John walked into a dark room and my dog was in it. And I think it spooked Echo and it scared John as well.
Oh my God, I had to run to the door and just slam the door behind myself. And then I could hear the dog hit the door.
Jeez, no kidding.
like
Yeah.
slid on, like that slick concrete. She like slid.
Oh,
See,
that's
at the
great.
time, though, what you all don't know is I was Timmy's landlord,
Yeah.
and I know that the dog understood that.
Ah,
Yeah.
That's
There is a
fun.
power dynamic for sure.
Oh, you went
Also-
down there like with your rent gloves, right?
Yeah.
we have an art question.
Thank you.
Someone wants to know what the trick is for curly hair. It's so hard to focus on the patterns and the values. Yeah, so just questions about the hair.
Dale, want to take a swing?
Big shapes.
That's it.
Don't-
Mash it
don't-
together.
Yeah, don't concentrate on the curls, concentrate on the shapes. And then once you get the shapes down, go from big to little. So once you get the shapes down, go a little more detail, and then, more detail after that. Don't pay attention to the curls. Look at the shapes that you see. Don't think of them as curls.
Is Ray back?
I think,
I am. Is that better?
oh, there we go.
I didn't hear any problem with your mic the first time, so I don't know.
No, it's definitely
Just a
better.
little crackling.
Yeah,
It is better.
yeah, it's great now.
Sounds great.
Oh, okay. Oh my goodness. You see, you know what? I don't. Now I don't even believe the both of you, because Bill said there was no problems in the first place.
Yeah, to a guy who's been kicked out of the room 4 times today.
Bill's looking. Misery loves company, right? So
Thanks, John.
I love this.
You remember that John used to be a pain in the ass, right? He said used to, right? And I didn't say anything.
And a landlord.
I'm gonna get kicked out again, aren't I?
No, we didn't kick you out. You kicked yourself out. Your tech failed.
Yeah, I know.
Here's some continued help on the hair. I really like this. Somebody in the
Oh,
crowd
yeah.
said, pro tip: just don't draw it at all. Forget about it. Make
That's
everybody
that's what I'm doing. Yeah.
make them bald.
I just drew a big shape
that's,
and just drawing the shadows.
Wait, no, that's called Dale pattern baldness.
Oh, that's a good dad
Ouch.
joke right there.
Yeah,
Wow.
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 I don't think that's a dig. It's just
Dale's not bald.
I'm not really maybe it's a little thin, but
no, it's the
Wow.
way it's a drawing thing.
Ever since so this is what happened. Ever since
Yeah.
I've after
Yeah,
my
man.
hiatus here, it's just
Yeah,
been
there's a lot of
Dale.
infighting. It's just gotten really incestuous. There's a lot
Bill's
of
getting
infighting.
kicked out.
Timmy's angry. He's just angry.
Dale, that was not a dig at your hairline.
Timmy's sending his dog after John.
And now it's turned into gaslighting now too. I didn't just call you bald. I said Dale
Dale-
pattern baldness. I didn't call you bald.
You can see how ineffective those trees are, Dale.
Yeah, I know. You need more trees, dude.
He's a very angry man.
Very angry.
I know he's training his dog to attack his friend and partner.
40's not enough. Apparently 40's not enough.
Yeah, and then like being mean to a child, making a child cry. I can't believe
Right.
that. A baby, an infant.
Yeah, I know he hates babies.
He hates dogs.
He's a
And
gaslighting, baby hating, dog sicker runner.
Yeah.
Wow. Dang, Timmy.
Well, that sounds like somebody I would like to befriend. So,
Hey Ray, anytime. Ray, we don't have your video yet. Are you still working on that?
oh, really?
Okay, I'm glad I asked.
Do you remember any of this, Ray?
You are out of shape.
Man,
Oh, I know why now. Okay.
yeah,
Well, I'm working on a very minimalist piece, as you could see. So,
yeah.
Oh, did
Nope.
you hear about that artist? Oh, what country was it? He got something like $40,000 to paint. Sorry, I was reading a question at the same time. And so then he was like, got a ridiculous amount of money to paint a painting, and then he submitted a blank canvas.
Oh,
And now
Yeah.
he wants, like, the gallery or the museum wants their money back.
Yeah, no kidding.
We should get it back for them. That's just unbelievable.
Well, that's what I mean, yeah, that's what I was trying to do with my black screen, but I guess I can draw from the reference.
Somebody
You
said
know.
that he named the painting "Take the Money and Run," and
It's funny.
I, but they in their chat they said LOL at the end, and I think it would be great if he had named it "Take the Money and Run" LOL.
Yeah, that's what he named it. I
Awesome.
couldn't remember.
Didn't
That's
Rauschenberg do a whole series of blank canvases?
But it was like tens
Yeah.
of thousands of dollars.
Well,
yeah, well, that's probably not that much money in the grand scheme of things. I mean,
Right.
That's
In the
amazing.
art world, that's
oh, it
nothing.
is for me. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
85,000.
You know
That's
what?
what it was. $85,000, guys.
Well, maybe you should look at it this way. Maybe they're better off because what he would have painted maybe not would have been worse than the blank canvas.
Could be.
So
I gotta say, I think that the museum might have learned a little bit about vetting.
Yeah. It's like it's my friend. He's really nice. You should hire him.
Yeah.
Believe me.
'Cause I gotta imagine that the type of person that would do something like that, you should see that coming.
Yeah, I haven't heard about it, but I know that's not the first time I've ever heard of something like that. And yeah.
Was
Well,
it- was it-
I wish I worked with illustration clients, right? Right,
I
guys?
know. Well, I mean, it's not the same at all, but Brian Stauffer did that piece when the for the New York Times op-ed page when the was it a Malaysian flight
Mhm.
disappeared?
Yeah.
Remember that? It just
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
Mhm.
up and disappeared. So he the piece he did was basically they ran the type around the shape of a jet. And I was like, dude, you got paid for that. That is
So,
awesome.
It also seems like just like ambulance chasing.
that was a good idea, though.
Oh, it's
It's a
an
good
awesome idea.
It's an awesome idea. Yeah.
And the thing is, it still looked like his work.
Really.
Well, that's like a mark of somebody who knows how to. It's basically it's not like what he does is not like a gimmick, right? Like
Right,
it's like it's uniquely him. It's definitely his voice.
Somebody asked, I know that this will I know that the room will erupt in opinion with this question. So one at a time. What do y'all think about the Banksy Shredder situation?
Oh, I loved it.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
You
Because
should
that was
know
that whole
going
auction
in.
house thing where like that's different.
I thought that the room was going to be more divided. John, I thought you didn't like it.
Well, the piece of art itself, the idea is pretty sound, I think. I mean,
I thought you didn't like that it was shred. I misunderstood that.
I think it goes in that category that those artists, that led by like Mark Kustabi and
Yeah.
people that are after shock value.
Mhm.
And it's just a different world. And it amazes me that the elites of determining what is acceptable as fine art, tolerate so much of it, but it's their own fault,
Yeah.
Also with Banksy, a lot of the stuff he did on the wall, he's not making money off of it. People like are cutting out sides of buildings and walls and stuff and then selling it. So it's not like, I think he's thumbing his nose at all of those people who are making money off of something for him that's a political statement. And about, like you were saying, there's a lot of shock value there. So like, to me, like that's Banksy being Banksy. And if they're shocked that he did something like that, they really don't know his art.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good point.
Now,
Maybe
if
they
it
should
was
have
somebody
vetted
doing
him.
that to somebody else's art without their permission, that's a totally different story.
Yeah, and it's and also like at the end of the day, it's almost like it's like music in a sense. It's the same thing with music. Like there's certain styles like people get into it for different reasons, and it's like, is that something that I understand it for sure. Is it something that I would do or interests me or brings me to the easel every day? No, and that's okay.
Right,
I don't
right.
have to like everything.
Yeah,
I
it's
do
not-
like other things. I'm not Timmy who hates everything, but
Well, he does like training dogs to attack.
yeah,
So-
Landlord.
He loves seeing John run in
Yeah.
fear.
I want to circle.
John, see John run.
I need to
Run,
circle
run.
back to my dog because I need to make this very clear. This is a very well trained dog. My other dog
Sounds like it. It sounds
my
like
other
it.
dog, my other dog doesn't listen to me at all. We adopted her when she was like 9, and so she barely knows her name and doesn't seem to really care about me at all. And we have this giant yard, and so when she won't come in at night, and so I trained my other dog to herd her back
Oh, wow.
to the house.
Wow.
Yeah.
Timmy put a picture of her other dog on me.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
He trained that dog to herd that one and to hurt you.
Yeah.
Right.
Herd and hurt.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's too funny.
And then Timmy said, "Well done, pig."
Yeah.
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 He did emphasize very well trained. So
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's
Yeah,
what I
Takes particular pride in the training.
Christopher, the model, trained Echo for like 6 months while he was living with us. And it was, he had her doing all like, he got her at one point to wipe her paws when she would come in.
wow.
Really?
Oh yeah. She's a circus dog. She can learn anything. It's really impressive.
Australian Shepherds are very smart dogs.
Oh yeah.
Cassandra, like they are. My brother and my mom have her sisters, and my dog is like 10 times smarter than their dogs.
Well, they always say like if you
It's-
don't exercise Australian
Yeah.
Shepherds a lot, they will destroy your house because they're bored. Like you have
Yeah.
to like give them things, teach them things. Like they want to be busy.
Yes. She's learned how to, all our house is all sliding doors. She learned how to open the sliding doors.
Really?
Yeah, she opens the sliding
Wow.
doors with her
My
nose.
goodness.
And it's become a nightmare because we can't keep anything from her now. It's
Yeah, but you have a
impossible.
built-in house sitter though who can close up shop when you guys
Yeah.
are
The
not
other
there.
day I was like, God, I wish I could text Echo, because then
Can you check the doors? I think did I leave the sliding door?
Yeah.
open?
Is the oven on?
Is the oven on? That's great.
she's so smart. Well, I was talking with Christopher about it. I was like, I like had to drive home the other day because I thought I left the oven on. I was like, for just 1 second in my head, I thought, well, Echo's home. And I was like, no, you can't call Echo.
I had a friend who had an Australian Shepherd and he taught her how to get a beer from the fridge for him.
Oh,
Wow.
Wow. That is Wow.
Did it get the coldest one or just any beer? Because
You know, the beer in the front, there's only so much you can do.
That sounds more like a very lazy friend.
yeah.
Did it.
lazy alcoholic friend.
Yeah. So I wanted to double back to the curly hair thing. So I look at John Singer Sargent quite a bit. So I've got 2 paintings here that I just searched really quickly on the internet.
Oh yeah.
That kind of explain exactly what Dale was talking about, massing everything together, where you see that the artist, that the model had many curls in the hair, but everything was simplified to a light and shadow mass, and the local color of the hair was considered, and within that realm. So it's just basically just 2 values, and good design, and you'll get the hair organized. And you can see just how organized and simplified all of this stuff is. So like I have this type of stuff. One thing that could be helpful is just have good examples like that open while you're
Mhm.
painting, just so that you could refer to, or drawing. You could look up, there's a bunch. He does the same thing. The medium doesn't really matter. So you know, where's I could look up a drawing that he probably did. There we go. I just did. Okay, here we go. Here's a drawing with somebody with curly hair. It's just light and shadow patterns, you know. So did anybody see that the Sergeant drawing show that was traveling around? Yeah.
Oh
Where
my
was it?
God.
Was it everywhere?
Yeah, I think it was everywhere. I saw it at the I saw it in New York at oh my goodness, I'm blanking.
Yeah.
It's like it's a famous library.
The Frick.
Was it? Did the Frick have it, or I thought it was some other place that had
I
it.
saw it too.
But regardless, it's like incredible. Like just how
I love him, like how he paints and draws so much.
Yeah, that was an amazing show. I mean, what a display of
Facilitation.
yeah, only doing the bare minimum required and just
Mhm.
maximizing everything.
yeah,
Well, looking at his lace work, like how he handles lace, always fascinated me.
absolutely.
Like it looked perfect from a distance. You stepped up and it was just like a pile.
Yeah, yeah. It really is. Like goes to show you kind of like how much he like stepped back and looked at his whole painting, right?
Mhm.
You know, like those are like the stories about how like after he died, they went to his studio in Boston, I think it was, or in England, and they found a carpet with a gigantic like just basically like this beautiful carpet, but in the middle was completely worn down from like a track from him stepping back and forth.
So cool.
Oh,
You know.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, and I was fascinated by the fact how he extended, especially women's fingers, like an extra digit
Mhm.
to make them look more elegant.
Yeah, you know, it's a lot of it's you know, it's interesting that you say that because it's really like it's really I don't think he's appreciated as much, or at least you really, when you start to study like the craft of drawing and painting, you realize how good of a designer he was.
Mm-hmm.
And like the fingers are just a perfect example of that. Like he's able to design just such simplistic shapes to get the story across of what the fingers are doing. They're so expressive, you know, but he never goes into like full on caricature, you know,
Right.
of it, you know.
Are-
That's not easy.
Should we be moving on to pose 3, John?
I think we should.
It's about that time. All right.
Maybe a couple more minutes. We still got, well, yeah, no, we should move on. I just looked at I was just thinking about doing my math. I'm a little slow. Sorry.
No worries.
Looking good, Joe.
All right. All right. So our third poses are our third and final pose. So you get to choose which Clint Eastwood you draw. So pick either of the final two and show it. Be sure to post it.
Has anybody done Eastwood for a job? That's like one of those gigs I wish I had, you know.
I've done
I was
I've done them a few times.
It's like, oh yeah, you know, like you always see like his was it the Pale Rider? I remember David Grove had shown me the original art for Pale Rider.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh, no
I was
kidding,
like,
really?
Yeah, it's like it was wild, and just to see how.
That's one of my favorite pieces of his. I love
Oh
that.
man, you
Which
know,
one was that?
if I could find it, it shouldn't be too hard to find here.
David Grove's Pale Rider
Pale
poster.
Rider.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's fantastic.
I got to see his drawings for a Donald Sutherland film, The Wolf at the Door.
Oh yeah, yeah,
It was so beautiful.
yeah. He's
Did you guys see that the Peak family just put up one of the Apocalypse pieces for sale?
Yes. Yeah. Tyler Jacobson sent me a message at like 1 a.m. my time saying like, you need to click on this link now. You know, they're bidding on the Apocalypse Now painting. And I was like, wow.
How much did it go for?
Is the auction still on?
I think it's still on. I
Yeah.
think it's going to be up for a little while. I think it'll be a while.
So did
I
you
mean,
bid, Ray?
well, the current bid was 30 grand at the time, the bid that I saw, which I thought was like outrageously low for that. So
Yeah.
So where your daughter's not going to college, right?
yeah, I know. But at the same time, maybe if I hold on to the piece, I'm actually giving her a free ride. Think
Yeah.
about that,
True.
Bill.
But then
the
you'd have to let
explanation
go
to
of
your
it.
wife, the explanation to your wife at the time is like, well, we could always rent.
Yeah, that's where it fell. That's where it fell apart, John. Is when the step where I had to explain to my wife why I dropped $30,000 on money I don't have to buy a movie poster. You know.
John, did you see the link to the Muhammad Ali art?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, his artwork is being auctioned right now. It's a collection of art. I sent it to Bill, and he had the funniest response, which was, "It's amazing he could paint with gloves on."
It's his work. It's his work.
Yeah, I'll drop it in the chat. I
Oh,
like
no
it.
way.
I like it a lot, actually.
I didn't even
I don't
know
know
he
if
painted.
it's.
It
I
looks
don't
like
know.
it looks like American and primitive work. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
like, I thought it was really cool, actually. But it was funny. I thought it was funny. It was a funny, really quick response. Yeah.
When did he do it? Like,
I don't know.
I didn't even know he did art.
I didn't either.
I hadn't heard anything about that.
So I have no idea when he did it. It's like,
Be a great scam.
I'm assuming
Yeah,
it's
I'm
after he was a boxer,
yeah.
you know?
It's definitely after he was hit in the head.
Well, he started getting hit in the head when he was 12 years old. So don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I don't box.
John, are you watching that Ken Burns documentary on him?
I have not seen it.
I heard it's amazing, Dave.
It's really good.
I got to see it. I love the guy.
Yeah, me too. Really good. It just came out last week, I think. So
I think Muhammad Ali, he's one of my favorite people. I went down a rabbit hole listening to interviews with him. He was one of the smartest, like, just
No
unbelievable.
doubt.
Yeah, wasn't
Yeah.
he so eloquent, like in his prime? Like it's
Oh,
incredible
really
how
was.
he.
Quickest
was an artist.
responses.
Yeah,
He was
Oh my
an
gosh, he would corner Howard Cosell all the time. Just crack me up.
Yeah.
But like, he was really like, he was like truly like an artist. Like, it was so amazing. Like he was poetic, how he spoke. It was amazing. Yeah.
Yep. A very smart man.
Yeah.
And he's stuck to his convictions more than any athlete that I've ever known. I mean,
Yeah.
I can
gave
think
up
of,
his belt for his beliefs.
yeah. I mean, not to dig into it, but I could think of a few that are up there with him. But yeah. But yeah, he's pretty amazing.
I would love to do like that's another like Clint, like something like Eastwood, or like doing like I have this I'm always reminded of that Bart Forbes illustrate, like boxing illustrations that I used to do, like
Marvin Hagler. Remember
Marvin
that?
Hagler, man. That, yeah,
Sweat
that was
dripping
just-
down his forehead.
Yep, I
Oh
was
my
just
God.
gonna bring that up. It was
Yeah.
like so good, I love that just the movement is such a, I grew up watching boxing a lot, so it's something that I've always been really fascinated with.
What era of boxing? Like, who were the legends? Was it the Tyson era?
Yeah, it was the Tyson era. Yeah, so I watched all of his fights on pay-per-view when I was a kid.
Do you watch boxing now at all?
I am starting back up because my brother's really into it. Like, he's really, really, really into it. And so
Who does he like? Does he like Canelo?
he likes Canelo. He likes Lomachenko, and a bunch of other people that I can't even think of. I mean, he goes down the rabbit hole.
I did not know people could move their heads that fast until I saw clips of Canelo, and I was like, he doesn't look human.
He doesn't look human, and that's somebody who goes up multiple. He goes up to different weight classes He goes up in weight. I mean, and puts
Yeah.
his, goes after it, and he's still winning, which is kind of insane to have somebody do that, that often.
Sugar Ray Leonard, man.
Yeah.
My son got into boxing in the past couple of years. He's a big Anthony Joshua fan who just lost the title on Saturday.
He lost that match against Klitschko. Was it Klitschko?
Yep.
Was it?
No, it wasn't Klitschko. No, it was a different Ukrainian. Klitschko was there though.
Klitschko's aren't fighting anymore, are they?
No, he's not fighting anymore. My fault. Yes, this other guy. So who was undefeated as well, right?
He beat the crap out
of Joshua, really.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to call my brother up. Oh, wow.
Not pretty.
Wow.
Not pretty.
Wow.
I mean, they were both bloody by the end of it, but there was at no point was he behind.
Wow.
We were shocked.
That is a shocker, because was he the favorite?
No, Anthony was definitely the favorite.
That's what I meant. Sorry.
So
Joshua the favorite.
He moved up from cruiserweight.
Wow.
But yeah, there was no doubt about who won that fight.
Yeah, it's such an interesting. Have you been to like a live boxing match?
Oh yeah.
It's such a crazy dynamic. I've been to other sports like baseball, basketball, like football, and it's really it's its own thing. I've never.
It's
pretty electric.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Yeah. I went to a boxing match and thought it was electric, and then I went to an MMA fight.
Oh God.
See, I've never been to that.
That's a whole other level.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I can't do MMA.
As watching it, you mean?
Yeah. It's just I think once someone's on the floor, I think it should just stop there. But that's kind of where it gets started.
You know what, Dale? I used to agree with you wholeheartedly. I would be fine. I don't like the punching in the head when they're on the ground.
Yeah.
But I think now that I've gotten into jiu-jitsu,
I saw that.
My favorite part of of watching is when they're on the ground now.
Oh, the floor stuff. Yeah. They're incredible athletes.
Which most people find, I think, probably the more boring part of it, but
it's like a chess match down there.
It's like a chess match. I was watching an interview. It was like a demonstration by Ronda Rousey where she was with two guys showing them like all of her techniques. And it's like, it sounded like you guys talking about drawing. Like she was just giving away little things like these little golden pieces of advice that she was doing it was chess. It was really weird. It's not as much about, strength is a big part of it, but it's really about
leverage and
strategy. It's crazy.
Yep.
I'm always amazed that they can keep their composure. Boxers, MMA, anybody who's fighting each other. I don't care what you're doing. Once you get hit, it's Mike Tyson's thing. Everybody's got a plan to like get punched in the face.
Yeah. I love that. I love it. Yeah.
It's true.
That level of disorientation, I don't know how they bounce back so well.
Yeah, it's just part of it.
Well, if I know with so I did when I was a kid, I did a lot of judo. I played a lot of judo when I was young. And one of the first things they teach you when you go, and Timmy can probably attest to this, when you go to the ground, your first instinct is to freak out. And, all someone whose experience has to do is just kind of lay on you, and then you'll just tire yourself out, and, you'll just be completely exhausted. And it's just like, you have to kind of be calm the whole time, but I've never been like punched in the face, routinely, like a boxer would be. But I would imagine it's something like that. They train so much that they, they're kind of used to it,
That's with boxing that I've done. That's and the sparring that I've done. That's the thing that I've had to work on the most. is relaxing during a sparring session, just like calming down, breathing, and
Oh, when you get hit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or
I've got a
more
lot-
importantly, when you get grabbed, the
Yeah.
last thing you want, because you get exhausted by wrestling with somebody, or
Yep.
just you got to learn to just go limp and just like
Yep.
not to relax.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with that, like that I've gotten better at that, but I got more into jujitsu because I don't, you do have to get hit quite a bit to get good at that. And
Right.
there's not many other ways to train.
Yeah. That's the practice, is getting hit.
Yeah.
I mean, there are ways to do it, like I think I've talked with Cassandra about this. The way a lot of teams practice and the way we've practiced before is you spin in a circle for like 45 seconds to a minute as fast as you can. And then you stop, and the person you're training with just goes into offense, and your job is to defend yourself.
No way, really?
Wow.
So
It's
you're
like
like
astronaut training.
you're like out of
Wow.
balance, and it's very similar to the feel, because I've gotten like totally rocked like probably like 3 times where I just like I should have like dropped my hand, and the person just totally rocked me. And that's the closest it gets to feeling that, like,
Wow.
where you're kind of like, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it knocks your mouth guard out of your mouth, it's a pretty good hit. When your mouth guard flies across the gym.
Yeah. The thing that's designed to protect your mouth is no longer in your mouth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you have to make a big decision there. Yeah. So I like jujitsu a lot more now because nobody's punching me. So
Yeah. Yeah. But getting slammed to the floor also doesn't can
dude,
knock you.
I'm still getting hurt.
Hey man, I'm really happy for you, man. I'm really happy that you're doing that. It's
Oh, it's my
that
favorite
is-
thing.
yeah.
I love it's my favorite thing to do right now.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I like that you're posting those things on Instagram. I was like, what is that? Is that Timmy grabbing somebody? I'm like,
I only post the videos where I get tossed around. And so it's misleading. It looks like I'm having a real rough time. Because I think it's rude to post a photo of me of the one time I like
Beat somebody up.
The
Beat
one time
somebody
you
up?
kicked ass, yeah.
to like post a photo of that is not fair to them. Hey, somebody asked a question. Ray, I noticed you flipping your digital image. Is that to get the lighting?
that's so that my eye doesn't tire out. And so it's like having a gigantic mirror in your studio, so you can look at your image from in reverse. It gives me a fresh take on the fresh look on it. And like I've been teaching all day, so it's also, so my eye is really tired, and I know that if I don't get a good fresh look at my image, I'll probably start making mistakes. And so that's why I do it. That's a great question, man. And I make a ton of mistakes.
Who doesn't?
All mistakes until the end for me.
Dale doesn't make a mistake. At least that's what he claims.
It's all mistakes. It's a series of just fixing the last thing and faking and
Yeah. That's what you're right. It's like a teacher of mine used to say, like, he says, let the audience think that you don't make any mistake. That's fine.
Right.
That's totally fine. But
right.
like you have to make them in order to improve. That's all this is.
Since we're just moving on to Clint Eastwood, we have a question from Nicole, which I'll read the whole question, which is noses. Clint's nose and pick one is making me crazy. Any pointers?
It's hard.
Which one is
His nose, because you're looking at his nose straight on. So
Dale, I think it's the one that it's the one you're drawing.
oh yeah, go ahead, Bill.
no, I was saying because you're looking at his nose straight on. So you don't really get the feeling of like looking down where you get to see the shape of the nose, or looking up where you get to see the underside. So it's just I'm just treating it as an abstract shape and not thinking about it as a nose. And so
Yeah,
it's probably harder to draw a nose like this than any other.
it is. What I do is I look at the you know, I'll be very you know, he's got his crazy squinty eyes here, right? I'll just do a cartoon version. But what I tend to do is you know, I'll do this. There we go. So I look at if I want to be accurate, if you know, if I'm exaggerating, then I'll just put down whatever my impression is. Like he has kind of a long nose, and I did a longer nose in what we're doing here. I'm not really trying to be super accurate, but I'll actually, you know, you get the eyes the way you want them, and then you know it's a pretty consistent angle between the center of the eye and the center of the nose. So I'll just kind of estimate that, and you know, mark where it is, wherever that may be on this. And then I really just pay attention to, you know, where's the bottom of the nose, and you know, you measure, you know, there are measurements that you can take, you know, bottom of the nose to the bridge of the nose is, you know, generally the same of the bottom of the nose to the bottom of the chin. But what I generally look at is, you know, what shape does the bottom of the nostrils or the nostril shape look like? And it's always different depending on, you know, the angle of where the camera is. You know, if the camera's above, you know, not looking up, a lot of times you'll just see, you know, a shape kind of like that. You know, we're looking up at his nose, so we're seeing, you know, we're seeing more nostril that, you know, that looks more like this, and the light's casting a shadow here. So you have to be careful not to make it look like he's got these huge nostrils, right? So that's where you use your values. But basically, you know, that's sort of the shape you're dealing with on the bottom there. You know, and just describe where the nostril is, get the basic shape, and then, you know, you figure out where's the shadow. So that's a shadow line there. And then you can, you know, where's the light coming from? The light's coming from here, right? So just sort of in value, just describe the I did this independently of these, don't pay attention to that, but that's, you know, and then, you know, is it a wide nose? Is it much thinner like this? So it's really a matter of determining what the shape is, the distance to the eyes, and then like this is key. You know, what is that bottom nostril shape doing there? At least that's how I do it. Everybody has their particular ways.
That was awesome.
Getting the shape underneath the nose is huge.
Yeah,
like drawing around the thing.
yeah, and you know, if the light's coming from that direction, then you can further describe it with a shadow beneath the nose, you know, and the little, you know, the crease next to the cheek helps. So just paying attention to those things helps, but basically it's this shape here that I pay attention to.
And I think that like that's such a great you know explanation of that, Dale, because you're talking about, you know, actually studying the form, you know, right, and not in a part. It's not like just copying it, and that I think that's like super important, because you're literally trying to visually communicate to your viewer what it is that you're looking at, what makes up the nose, you know.
Right. Like I try not to think nose.
Right.
Right.
Hey, Dale, I'm about to start drawing his nose. Can you go over that one more time?
Sorry, John. If you would like more, Dale's got a whole series on his Gumroad that
Yeah. Noses.
yeah.
I'm waiting for the ear version.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Snapping ears.
Yeah, you gotta put that on your Patreon page.
Yeah.
Dale, you're referred to as the ear king here.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been beaten down by many ears. John gets attacked by dogs. Ears come after me.
I think they come after me too.
I love drawing ears. It's just I had a bad night. What can I say?
Remember we talked about having a whole like week of ears?
Yeah, draw. Okay, whose ear? Right? Can name that ear?
Can you name that?
It's
ear?
like, do you remember the Letterman episode Trump or Monkey?
I name that ear would be a good show.
That would be really fun.
It'd be or a great coffee book,
Yep.
coffee table book.
Oh, I'm imagining it as like a TV, like a game show where like our audience is going to be like, name that ear.
I think we ought to do it.
Yeah. That could get pretty gross.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, what if it's like a really hairy ear?
Yeah.
Well, you have to name it.
You got
It's
it.
not
Yeah,
David,
yeah.
it's
Whose
the whole-
hairy ear is that?
I'd imagine that'd be like a Scorsese ear.
De Niro. Oh,
Sean
you're
Connery.
De Niro.
De Niro ear. It'd be like the Goodfellas episode.
I feel like George Burns needs an ear, like has to have his ear captured.
Yeah.
George Burns had such great ears.
You know, with the new Sopranos movie coming out, I would love to. We could do the ears of Sopranos.
I feel like it should be a different, its whole separate live stream.
Oh, you think that warrants a whole show of its own?
That's an epic. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
I
Mini
think
series or like, how many episodes can you run with that?
I don't know. You don't
Julia
know.
had
until
a
you
great
try
idea.
out.
There could be an eyebrow episode.
I like Ray's suggestion that it is its own show. It's a it's a tributary of illustration isolation.
I feel like it would get weird quick. It would get so weird really quick. So count me in,
There's going to be
Right.
about 10 listeners and they're going to be the diehards.
They'll be devoted,
The diehard followers. You know who's definitely going to be there? Devin. Devin's going to go. Yeah. Devin and Julian will be drawing with us. for sure.
Yeah. Totally.
That's
Oh, I
funny.
think we could get Rebecca and Felicity in for that.
Oh yeah. Well, but let us know what your schedule is, Devin, and we'll book it. Yeah.
Oh,
Your
man.
episode. Yeah, and then it's kind of like Game of Thrones. Like they've got to have all these what are they calling them? Just like offshoot shows that are coming up afterwards. There's going to be these side.
Are they really doing that? The
And
spin-off?
there's supposed to be like 9 shows made based on that.
There are
Oh
9
my
shows.
goodness.
No, there are 9 shows there are 9 shows like prepped and like presented.
Oh my God.
They're gonna choose 3 of them.
Oh, well, you know what we're not even talking about? What about like punk rock ears with all the earrings,
Oh, that'd be fun.
right?
Yeah.
Danya, it's its own show. Now this could be incredible. Like, what was it? It could be like Family Matters. Wasn't Family Matters a spin-off of Perfect Strangers?
Oh wow, I think it was.
Right?
Was it?
Yeah. So it could be like that awesome, or it could be like all of the spin-off shows that happened after Seinfeld, ended, where like the Elaine show, the George, the Kramer show, and they only lasted like an episode. So,
Well, that's not true. Elaine's went on, The Adventures of New Christine went on forever. That's a great show, by the way.
But is that an offshoot?
John, I think you might have been the only person that watched that show.
Oh, The Adventures of New Christine. Are you kidding? It's a great show.
Yeah, but that wasn't Elaine, right?
That's not a spinoff. I guess
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah, you're just talking about Julia Louis-Dreyfus'
Yeah,
career.
Dreyfus.
She was
I loved her in Veep. What are you talking about?
Oh, Veep was
Yeah.
awesome.
I
Yeah.
do too.
Yeah,
Uh,
a lot
I
of
feel like
people.
I'm doing
love
the Black
Veep.
Velvet version of Clint Eastwood here.
I got.
This is like a roadmap drawing this guy.
I know, huh?
I got to get
Whoa,
on.
Bill,
this.
that is like a Francis Bacon.
I
Oh.
know. I've been watching it develop. It really is.
Doesn't it look like a Black Velvet, Clint, though?
Yeah, it does.
Oh my goodness! I've just like I realize you're on 2 accounts, Bill, and I'm just realizing this whole thing. Yeah, I think you should. So is this the thumbnail for the final?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Bill, there's a,
funnel's
That's
really
awesome.
small.
Bill,
Really
there's
awesome.
Let me show my editor, and I'll get right back to you.
there's a bar that was downtown that all of the art in it was that velvet art. It was hilarious. It was
Like
all
Elvis.
yeah, it was like these were all like portraits of like whatever bulls and stuff.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Of bulls, like the animal.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bowls,
really?
like of
Bulls?
fruit.
I thought you meant containers.
No,
No.
not bowls.
That's what I was thinking. I was
Oh,
like,
dude,
still
sounds
life?
exactly
Well,
the
Elvis still
same.
life?
Oh man. I'm sorry. Yeah, they were all
Don't be
like,
ridiculous, guys. It's not black velvet paintings of bowls. It's black velvet paintings of bulls.
yeah,
You
no,
guys have no taste.
um whatever. No, it was Elvis.
It's Elvis.
Yeah,
Elvis.
all Elvis.
That's so awesome. That is so awesome.
Yeah.
Channeling
Oh,
my
man.
childhood memories of poster stores.
I rewatched Veep this year. John, I loved that. That show is so
Oh my
great.
God.
What a-
Matthew, her brother on that show. I just look at the guy and laugh. I just loved his character.
Her brother.
Her brother.
Oh no, I'm thinking about New Christine. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's funny.
I like Veep too.
He's still
Elaine,
hammering
I'm
it home.
still on the adventures of New Christine or
Oh,
Old Christine.
I was like, I must have skipped a season.
Oh,
Yeah.
Veep is a good show too.
Yeah. Man.
So awesome.
She was pretty. She could be crude.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say, I was like, you know what? No need to quote.
Huh.
it's funny. That show is
No
it's a
need to-
funny phenomenon in our house because she's like a really toxic a malignant narcissistic
She's-
version
She's
Of-
the villain of the show.
of
Yeah,
my
right.
wife.
Your wife.
Oh.
Yeah, like for work, my wife wears those clothes. She looks like the Greek version of her. So like my daughter and I are always like, oh my God, that looks just like mom. And she actually she acts just like her, except my wife doesn't have a cruel bone in her body. So it's like watching the flip side of the coin.
It's like a bizarro version of your wife.
To the point where
Yeah,
we can't watch it when my wife's home.
That's funny.
That's amazing. Gianna started watching The Sopranos, and I couldn't watch it because Tony Soprano and his relationship with his mom is identical to my father and my grandma.
Really?
Oh my God! Like like they're the same people.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Yeah,
Yikes!
yeah. My dad was very like tough, but also like heart. Like he would also be like, there are these, these ducks in our pool.
That's funny.
Yeah. There was something.
Do you think that Julia Louis-Dreyfus, she's got to be the wealthiest entertainer in the world?
She's not? That's people believe that, but she's actually not.
Well,
Well, she
Eventually, she
money.
will be.
No,
Um,
no, people believe that she's part of a billionaire family, and she's actually, it's not what it appears.
No, it's
There's-
just a millionaire family.
No,
Oh,
where did
yeah.
you hear that? I
Well,
thought,
Isn't Seinfeld? I mean, Seinfeld also like didn't they buy Netflix pay like $500 million for?
Yeah, they paid a ridiculous amount.
no, but it was,
John's
what
talking
Timmy and
about
I
is-
are talking about is her being part of the Dreyfus family from the Dreyfus Fund.
Yeah.
Oh,
And you're saying she's not part of that? That's not,
Yeah, and I've listened to interviews with her, and she talks about it pretty extensively and goes into like exactly how it's like just like it's been like a media frenzy.
Wait a minute. I've read interviews where she grow up in like a villa in France or something like that. And
So I'm not saying that she's not rich.
Yeah.
No.
She is rich and she comes from a wealthy family, but she was credited as being the wealthiest entertainer ever.
oh,
She's
Oh, I
not.
see.
oh.
She's pretty far from it, but
Yeah, that's
it is true. She does come from a very wealthy family.
okay.
the
My
Dreyfus
question
one.
is,
You
who
heard it
is
here.
the wealthiest?
well, the fact that her father's worth 100, upwards of $50 billion.
So he's not.
He's not
No, he's not. I'm looking at it right now. He's not.
really.
It's
Yeah,
only
To be honest with you, Timmy, with all due respect, I like John's version.
Yeah,
How many
Wow.
billions is he worth?
Okay. Yeah.
He's the chairman of a board or of a group that's worth $4 billion.
oh well.
But that doesn't make him $4 billion.
No, I understand.
I like
understand
John's
that.
version better.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to seeing the brother in Veep. Like,
I'm
you
just
know.
You
I'm
guys,
just
I just
trying
have
to-
my own world.
no, it's just I'm just trying to clear Julia Louis-Dreyfus's name.
Well, I mean, you killed my. I really like that, Timmy. I like that
I,
that narrative.
I like
This-
it more that she's not a billionaire.
I think this needs to be a completely different show where Timmy and John review
The debunk ideas.
debug
Net
ideas
worth.
of
Net worth.
celebrities. Net worth. Oh, that's what you should call the show. Net worth.
Net worth.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness. I think we're on fire here, folks. This is a very
we
productive
got
show.
something now.
Ears
We just-
and net worth.
Wait,
Here's
we'll just the podcast, the ear one will be called Inner Ear.
this
How about
got
ears
it's got
looking
hit
at
all
you?
over it. What was that, Cassandra?
How
Ears
about
looking at
ears
you.
looking at you?
I like it.
Oh.
Gold.
Ouch.
That is
I am
so dad joke schlocky. I love it. It's like
I'm reserving
incredible.
the URL right
Welcome.
now. And
Wow.
Ears.com.
Googling it.
It's not available, so we had to get ears looking at you pod.com.
Pod. Here's look at you pod. Oh goodness. I
Yeah.
love it.
Ears looking at you pod.io.
Uh,
Yeah.
so what have we learned? Okay, so Julia Louis-Dreyfus' dad is not worth 50 billion, just worth probably 1 billion. Okay.
About 1 billion.
About 1
I'm
billion.
change.
Yeah.
I like, Dale heard my version somewhere.
Yeah.
It's all over the internet in your guys' defense, but they went into it in pretty good detail, and it was like, oh, I can understand that.
Oh, it's so great.
I know what
all
I'm
of it.
doing tonight.
Celebrities reacting to like net worth is one of the funniest things because it's always like just wildly high.
It
Well,
is.
just in terms of like that, it's like quasi scandalous in a sense too. Like, but like think about like oh, so it was like hearsay, right? The idea that like Dale kind of sort of heard something that John was saying, right? And I was just not to bring this back to art, but it just instantly reminds me of like when John Singer Sargent basically got ran out of Paris after painting Madame
Madame
X. Yeah.
Yeah.
And and like the crazy scandal that all the papers were writing about him, that were like half of them weren't even true, and like it was just like it's like you didn't have any, you couldn't like, can you imagine cross-referencing that, like you're in England, and you hear like he has to flee the country, but like it's just like there's no way he could have defended himself from some random person, right? Because like all these tabloids went after him,
And they didn't have the internet.
no
Well,
so there are people
They were
that
writing
went to
letters.
their deathbeds. Yeah, they were writing letters. They went to their deathbed.
They probably had better information without the internet.
Probably.
Okay, richest film actor in the world.
Okay.
Dwayne Johnson.
Who?
I'll go.
Rock?
You might know him as The
Oh.
Rock.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No,
I like
you
that.
think is he worth more money than Clooney?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Because-
got to be Clooney.
Well, I mean, are we talking about all the money, like tequila?
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
whiskey,
Yeah.
Clothes,
Yeah.
all of that. I would say Dwayne Johnson.
I'm gonna
Wow.
say.
Jessica
I'm gonna
Alba
say.
was the wealthiest.
I'm gonna say Clooney.
For a long
Man.
time, it was Bob Hope.
Well,
I
And-
love
Yeah,
Bob.
Bob
Hope.
Hope was really raking in that much, really?
Well, he everything he invested in, like he invested in movie companies, he invested in oil, he invested in all these things that made him just crazy wealthy.
Wow, I had no idea.
But I have that was years and years ago.
Merv Griffin was
Oh yeah,
What?
insanely well.
tycoon. Oh my God, yeah.
He owned all those shows.
Merv Griffin owned everything. Like he
Wow.
owned TV. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So Timmy, you got an answer for that?
Yeah, you got an answer for
Oh,
that, Timmy?
So the answer is complicated because if we're talking
Oh
about
my
every,
goodness! Here we go again.
Dude,
Here we
really?
go
including,
I thought it
it's
was
not
gonna be
just
complicated.
acting. It's not just acting, right? It's they're all of their money coming from anywhere.
Please don't say Mark Wahlberg.
No, Jamie Gertz.
Who?
She's an American actress, sports team owner, and philanthropist.
Jesus.
She was in The Lost Boys.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, really? Her?
Yeah, and she's worth $3 billion.
Holy
Oh my
Toledo.
For
God.
her.
Whoa.
How so? I mean,
Okay. How
I
about
don't
an
know.
actress or actor we know?
It's just all residual.
How about somebody that acts?
No. Okay, well, we'll get to that. Bill, to answer the $3 billion, it's all just residuals from The Lost Boys.
That's fine.
What?
No, it's not. It's
Oh, okay.
That was a joke. That was a
definitely,
joke. That was Timmy humor.
that was my humor right here.
There's been a lot of false rumors here, Timmy. So I don't know what to believe anymore.
I know.
According-
He's kind of like, you're like a dream crusher, Timmy. You're killing all my known facts. You're hurting me.
Okay, the richest film actor in the world, according to Google, is I'm going to butcher the name, Shah Rukh Khan. He's referred to as the king of Bollywood.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I know him. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you use Google or Google Scholar? Because that's a better source.
Google Scholar? Do
Oh,
you
yeah.
do you
that
pay
a
for
thing?
that?
No. They're just peer-reviewed papers.
Oh, yeah. I don't think that they have celebrity net worth.
You would be shocked.
Yeah.
you know what's even funnier is look up yourself and see what your net worth is.
No, thanks.
That's
I'll be
so.
sad.
That is. It's so wrong.
See, this data is like all over the place because another list says Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah, I would.
See,
buy
that's
that.
what I would have thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly would have thought that because the man.
You know
is
what?
like-
I think I found a better list. And it's got Jerry Seinfeld, Tyler Perry. Whoa.
Oh, I believe that. Tyler
Cool.
Perry.
Tyler Perry.
Really?
Yeah.
He's created an empire and like
Yep.
a new
Mhm.
Hollywood in Atlanta.
Yep. Yeah.
And then number 3 is Shah Rukh Khan.
Oh, yeah. I totally believe that he's Shah Rukh Khan is like
Yeah.
doing very well for himself.
I wouldn't be surprised if Tyler Perry was number one.
Yeah.
'Cause-
He's so smart.
You
Mm-hmm.
know what? It's neck and neck.
Hmm.
Jerry Seinfeld's $1 billion. Tyler Perry is 950 million.
Is it a like? Is it a live update thing? Like,
Yeah, you could toggle.
Jerry
like-
just got another coffee, so
yeah. It's like as crypto fluctuates and like as the markets, right?
Okay, how about musicians? You know,
Oh, boy.
okay.
Elton John.
McCartney would win that battle, I think, right?
I don't think so, because Michael Jackson bought their catalog
He
right out from
lost
under
it
him.
though. I thought he bought it back.
Yeah, but Michael Jackson sold when the Beatles records started.
I'm gonna blow your guys' mind. I'm almost positive I know who is number one.
Who?
I'm almost positive it's Kanye West.
I wouldn't be. I would think actually Jay-Z
That's what
Yeah,
I would
Yeah,
think.
I would. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would go with Jay-Z too.
or
Yeah.
someone
Not
like
gonna be
Dr.
Jay-Z.
Dre or something like
Not
that.
gonna be Jay-Z. I'm good. Are we ready? I'm gonna Google it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's. This is how people get into trouble, by the way.
But-
Googling things. It's like, well, I found it on the internet.
Yeah, but that's why we let Timmy do it,
That's
because
true.
it's recorded. I mean, look at what he's done so far. You know,
I think that's his new name, is Dream
Yeah.
Dream Smasher.
Dream Crusher.
Dream Smasher.
Smash and all the dreams.
Misinformation.
All right. Kanye West is worth, according to Google, $1.8 billion.
Okay. That's not
That
that
is-
much in in the richest person in the world contest.
There's no Shah Rukh Khan. Okay, I'm gonna
Right,
go ahead and
right,
say that.
And then Jay-Z's at 1.4. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey man,
Yeah.
that's
So
pretty crazy.
But where would Gerhard Richter fall into that?
I'm sure you.
Well,
can
I was
find
just thinking
it.
I wanted to go towards like the artists. Like I just
Mhm.
I'm reminded of like every time I think of Kanye West, I think of the Vincent Desiderio painting that he
Oh, yeah.
recreated. You know,
Yeah.
I forgot what the was it.
Um,
Has anybody ever seen that one?
Oh
I've
yeah,
never
all the
seen it
bodies lying
Yeah, all
there.
the bodies,
and-
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was thrilled that Kanye did that. And
Hey, flew him
I was
out.
like,
And didn't he fly him out to see it, or like called him on the phone, or
I think, yeah.
that he was like he was aware of all of this stuff, and he talked about how he wanted to be Andy Warhol, like Andy Warhol and stuff. And
Yeah.
Desiderio was like, the man's a genius. You know. Yeah.
That's a hell of a
pretty-
painting.
Trump.
Yeah. He's I've seen some his work at the Marlborough Gallery, and it's like some of that stuff is not, it's not small. They're gigantic
work is
pieces. Vincent Desiderio. Have you ever seen his work, Bill?
No.
I feel
Nice.
he's like
Remarkable.
yeah, it's like
It's good.
really good stuff, and it's a lot of it's you know, he's a large scale. What would you say? It's like surrealist.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to like put
It's
a
very
label
dreamlike,
on
a
it.
lot of it, but very,
Yeah,
you
very
know,
dreamlike. Yeah.
very, firmly planted in realism for sure.
Can you spell his name?
DES.
We're over time.
Yeah, we're way over time.
Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. That's my fault.
No, it's not your fault at all.
No, we're doing good.
We
We're
were just-
enjoying it. It's
We
fine.
got soaked up in the conversation. That's all. Yeah.
Bill, I'll put it in the chat.
Somebody said, all this deeply intellectual converse, it's so what I love and look forward to.
I found it.
Yeah. So everybody, please post your work. John's going to be opening up Instagram in a second, but please take the next minute or so to post your work.
And you just kept stalling because I felt like I was behind on Clint.
Yeah.
Got super behind.
Oh, I'm really behind. I
Oh, that's-
look like I have Freddy Krueger holding a gun.
Just give
You
me
did the
some
gun
fun.
one, man. Good for you, Cassandra. I was like,
I know. I was like, nope.
looks good,
I thought I challenged myself, and I did, and my painting reflects that.
I like the
Yeah, it
gun.
looks good.
I think it's looking great, actually.
Yeah.
I think it looks great.
He looks like he's aiming it at you.
Yeah, he's not happy with how I captured him.
You know what? From there, I honestly thought that was what's his face from who's James Bond?
Daniel
Daniel
Craig.
Daniel Craig. Yeah.
I can see
Or
that.
Ed or Ed Helm. You know, from like
From The Office?
from Westwood. Yeah, from Westwood. Oh no, not Helm, not Ed Helm from no
It helps, yeah.
Ed
It's
Helm.
actually a banjo, not a gun.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, the clock's ticking. You probably got about 45 seconds. Post it. Post your work.
It's going to take me longer than that to finish Clint Eastwood, Timmy. Sorry. No, I'm kidding.
And even longer to Google who was the
Clint Eastwood's net worth.
who's the
Yeah.
richest banjo player ever.
That's right.
Steve Martin.
Definitely Steve Martin.
Steve,
Yeah.
Yeah.
very quick with that.
Yeah.
The middle of his book, his autobiography he wrote a long time ago.
Born Standing Up.
Yeah, it's really good.
Hey, Dale, I want to see your drawing again. It's Timmy. Yeah, there we go. It is
That's great.
Clint Eastwood with Schwarzenegger's forehead.
Yeah, you're right. That's funny. You're right.
I
You
can
got the
see that.
squint perfect.
He's got a pointier forehead.
Oh, you're right. There we go.
That's good drawing. I like it.
Great guy.
Thanks.
Bill, that's almost like your Thanos Wayne. John Thanos Wayne.
And Clint would look at that and say,
I like the Clintonator.
why
Later.
why red?
Yeah.
Why red?
Yeah. Red.
Get to the
He doesn't
chopper.
talk anymore. He just kind of growls.
I
Why
know.
red? That's
That's
awesome,
right.
Dale.
Thanks.
Really
He's famous
looking
for
for
being
the
Really nice.
Oh yeah, wow, big surprise. We have Clint here tonight.
I know.
And then, hey Clint, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us. I'm looking forward to your new show on eyebrows.
Yeah.
Squint.
Weird.
Squint, yes.
Yeah,
Squint.
Eastwood.
Yeah, I love that squint.
Clint
Oh,
Pod.
this Manso Desideria's paintings are crazy.
Ooh,
Yeah,
could we
they're
get
awesome.
like a hearing aid company to sponsor us?
Yeah.
His Squint
Yeah.
by Clint.
Brought to you by Tweezer Man.
Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
I'm gonna turn my camera off.
Cassandra, I thought Gianna thinks I'm going deaf, or like that I'm losing my hearing really badly. She really
Uh-huh.
does. She hates I can't, and I was insistent that my hearing was fine. And I bought I found like a $15 thing that you can basically it's what doctors use to put a camera in your ear.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it is a blast. I use it for everything now.
I thought you were gonna say like a Q-tip. or
So
something.
did it
Now it's-
confirm that you are somewhat hard of hearing, or?
I don't know. I think the verdict is still out. I think she still thinks I have bad hearing, and I have a video footage of inside my ear.
That's cool.
Hmm.
Oh,
All right,
wow.
you guys ready to go?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
That's awesome.
Goodness.
Francis Fisher, man, that's fantastic. Look at
That's
Oh,
that.
great.
goodness.
Oh, wow.
There's some
Really
great
good
stuff
job.
in here.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
That's
wow.
great.
Fantastic.
Beautiful.
These are great.
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
really, really nice.
Nice, Josh.
I'm gonna have to start working in Procreate.
Oh, you gotta do it, John. It's the
I knew
best.
that was Gary.
Oh yeah.
Nice
you-
Oh,
drawing.
yeah.
Wow.
Really great.
Randy.
Nice, Randy.
Yeah. Is that?
That's
That's
cool.
another Gary.
Oh,
Good.
Gary.
I don't
See,
know.
Gary, you got it good, man. That's
I don't know
awesome.
when to stop clicking on these. There's so many good ones.
Really good.
Nice, Sienna.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah,
Sienna.
that's great.
I like
Wow.
that you even got like the detailing on her shirt.
Again, remind me if I miss something you guys want me to go to. Nice, Joe.
Nice.
Oh, Devin, I can
That's
tell
Devin
already.
right there. Yep.
There's Devin.
Awesome.
You go to that one on the right of that.
Yeah,
All the way-
yeah,
Yeah.
That thing's
I just
awesome.
love that drawing.
That's
Yes.
pretty wild.
Oh man.
Cool.
I want to see that movie.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Look at that.
Oh,
Wow,
nice,
That's
Rebecca.
awesome.
Very
Way to
nice.
go, Rebecca.
Wow, yeah.
And they're
Whoa,
like,
that
this is
Clint Eastwood's
fun.
awesome.
Right,
That's
that's
cool.
totally
Nice,
interesting.
Heather.
Oh, that is fantastic.
That's like comic book Clint. That's
Yeah.
great.
I like that she
I-
said hashtag squint like Clint.
I know.
I love the rendering of Clint, but I love that shirt. That's
Oh,
killer.
it's beautiful.
There's Peter.
Wow.
Nice.
It almost looks like it's the action of squinting the way you drew it.
That one reminds me a little of Victor French.
Yeah, it's fun.
Mhm.
Oh, that's cool.
That's there's so many good ones. This is
I
great. Kid.
know. Oh, that looks like a whiteboard marker. That's really
Yeah.
cool.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
Nice use of materials.
That's a first. I don't think I've seen that before.
That's really nice.
Whiteboard marker.
Good
That's
drawing.
great.
Wow, that's
Oh,
awesome.
Oh, that one in the middle.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, Marcy.
right on.
Very nice.
Very well done, Marcy.
Damn.
Even
A
getting
really
the,
delicate
like,
hand on that.
floral pattern in.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, I can't believe you got to the wallpaper.
Oh, I love this.
Oh, look at that one. That is cool.
Oh,
That is
cool.
awesome.
Jeff,
Sure.
that's fantastic.
That's fantastic.
Dale, your cat, that's cracking me up.
Oh my God.
Cute, yeah.
Get out of here.
Oh,
Oh, I was enjoying the cat.
It's a.
Uh, I know who that is. I knew that was
Uh,
Dave Bell.
Oh, Doug.
Good. Doug Bell with the back-to-back. Was it the one before that was that's Doug, right?
Ring bell too.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Wow.
So good.
wow.
So good.
So he did both of them in the last pose.
Man, Doug.
I don't know how he does that so fast.
You know, we got it. You guys have to start a new show just so and not
I
tell
was
Doug
I was
so he
about
doesn't
to
show us
say
up.
I
you
know.
I was about to say he didn't do any other drawings, but
Yeah,
wait a second.
There it
That's
is.
Doug Bell
Oh, and
also.
That's how you do curls, right?
Yeah,
Beautiful
there you go.
curls.
Oh, this is fun.
The one next to it also has beautiful curls.
So
That's
cool.
great.
yeah, that's great.
I was really hoping
They're all
somebody,
good.
I was really hoping somebody would post all of their drawings as just bald versions of
There she is.
Oh, good
That's a
job,
really good
That's
one.
a nice one.
Also excellent curls.
I
Yeah,
love the patterning on the dress too.
That
that's
one's a
great.
keeper.
Shawl.
I like that.
I like that one.
Ooh, that's a nice one.
Yeah,
Julian.
Nice, Julian.
Jillian, awesome.
Miller.
Wow. That's fun.
Love it.
Oh wow.
That's great.
These are all great.
Too.
That's great. I
Oh,
love that.
Very nice.
That has like a
Wow.
Western
Look at
Look at
these.
those.
quality to it.
Jeez.
Jeez.
Oh, wow.
Really good. So is this.
Really,
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, Julian, nice job, man.
Julian.
Mhm.
Nailed the likeness too.
It's fun that you all know the artist before John even clicks on it. So
Yep.
much.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Oh, that's
most of the
really
time.
nice.
Great.
Great expression on her.
That's really nice
That's
too.
great.
Yeah.
Wow, there's another dry
Oh
Oh,
wow.
whiteboard.
so
Awesome.
cool.
That's interesting.
That's so hard too.
hmm
Nice, Peter.
You know,
Nice.
Kind of like the ones he was doing this morning where he was doing the old
Yeah.
people do it.
Stuff this morning had some grit to it. I really liked it.
Yeah.
That's nice.
There's a little arrow,
fun.
little
Take the
arrow.
money and run.
Thank you, Bill.
First timer. First timer.
Oh, nice.
Another little arrow. To the right.
I'm not sure why that. There we go.
Oh.
That looks just like them.
Little
It
photorealism.
Looks like a
Dale,
photograph.
it had to be said. It
Okay,
had
now
to
I
be
can't
said.
get there. We go.
Sorry.
No, it had to be said. It was just, you know,
Oh, that's cool.
Really nice.
a long cardboard,
Mhm.
man. I gotta.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice, Heather.
Loving the blue.
Oh,
Oh,
man,
wait,
look
good
at this.
one.
Oh,
right,
the
yeah.
end. Felicity,
That
man.
is awesome.
Nice. Good hat.
Yeah.
Dale, your cat is cracking me up.
Oh my God, come on, you-
It's got one fluffy butt.
The little tail. Okay.
Oh, that's really nice.
That's
I
great.
love how you
Really
handled the
beautiful.
background too. Gives it good depth.
That's Randy.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful.
That's really nice.
See the likeness very well.
There
Fun.
you go.
Cool. That one next to that's really, yeah, that Clint. I really like
It
that.
almost looks like a Bill Plimpton.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Wow.
Oh, look at her curls on the
Go on the
left.
left.
Go across the board on this one. That's
Oh
nice.
yeah, that is across the board. It's a great row.
There we
Wow.
go.
Nice,
What
Jeff.
is that?
Is that a paper towel? Like I meant to ask you what you're
Oh,
what you're
Sumi
drawing on there.
paper. It said Sumi paper on there.
Assuming
Ooh,
people-
that is
okay.
beautiful.
That's a beautiful one too.
Yeah.
I'm
man.
Gorgeous.
loving that hair so much.
There.
Oh man, that one in the middle is awesome.
I know.
That is killer.
Yes.
Morgan Freeman. Unforgiven.
Oh, they're all good.
That's a
Yeah.
great one.
This is great.
Oh,
Very strong night, huh?
yeah.
No kidding.
High speed Sumi paper forces me
I see. I know.
to light touch.
Look at these.
That's awesome.
Oh, those are
I
awesome.
got to go to this. I love this.
Oh, cool.
Very nice, Nicole.
Really fun.
Cool.
Great. Nice, Jenna.
Really
All
fun.
right.
Ooh, that
That's
one in the
good.
middle.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
An artist, I love that name.
Freaking art.
Oh yeah. Look at this.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Cool. Oh, just dry marker?
Yep.
That's cool too.
They're all
Wow.
great.
Freaking artist.
You think it's from Boston? Dale,
Yeah.
it sounds
Oh,
like
he
he's
is
got
now.
it written all
Definitely
over it.
Boston.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah,
If
yeah.
he's not, he's got to move here. Or he
Yeah,
must
yeah.
be.
You could go Jersey on it too, I think.
Yeah.
I know.
We should be
He's
a-
got the twang.
Dale's going to be recruiting him.
Yeah. Not anymore.
You need that.
Stefano's
Is he anymore?
What a
Very
fun
cool.
group.
This is
Oh,
great.
that one's great.
Oh, that's
Ah.
nice. Wow.
So many great
Whoa.
ones.
Everybody did so good.
Jeez.
Everybody drew tonight. This is great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
There
that's
you
cool.
go.
Oh, that's that. What high bleed
This-
Sumi?
Yeah,
paper?
Jeff
Yeah,
said it's
Sumi.
high bleed Sumi paper. That's
Huh.
really impressive.
You see.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cool.
wow.
really
There it
great.
is.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
Okay. Last thing. Don't forget about enrollment.
Yep.
Closes on Sunday.
Yeah, and I just shared links to both the programs, illustration, concept art. So if you had fun drawing with us tonight, I highly recommend checking it out. Follow those links. You can learn more. We've got a lot of other free stuff on our site too. You could book a free review with John, stuff like that.
Somebody's got a raised hand. Mary's got a raised hand. Is there a question?
I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay.
we're all set. But yeah, just remember enrollment does end this weekend, so don't wait. All right.
Yep.
Awesome.
What a great
having
night.
you here. Thank you so much.
Ray, thanks for coming back.
Thank you. Thank you,
Dale.
guys. Thanks for having me.
Bill,
Rick.
Cassandra, Timmy, thank you all for joining us tonight. It was really fun. And everybody that drew with us, I hope you had as much fun as I did. It was a fun night.
Yeah.
Take care, everybody.
Always a blast.